In this video, we will learn how to use Reading Made Simple. Reading Made Simple has 5 levels. These levels are flexible so that you can make the program work for your child, not your child fit the program, which may only lead to potential failure. All learners must start at level 0. It is here that we teach the sound that each letter of the alphabet stands for. We call this the initial or beginning sound. We then teach the child how to put those sounds together to make words. We take a consonant letter, followed by a vowel, followed by another consonant. So we call these consonant, vowel, consonant words. It's not technical really, it's a term of reference because otherwise it could get very confusing. So your child will not need to learn that technical word, and nor will you really, you just need to understand what I mean, and you will when you've had enough practice of doing it. So we're talking about a word like k, at, and putting the sounds together to make cat, or d, or g, and putting them together to say dog. Or taking a word like tin and breaking it up into t, e, n to spell. We have 2 routes through the CVC words. One provides more structure than the other, especially written for special needs children and for those who take longer or seem to be having difficulty learning to put the sounds together to read or to pull them apart to spell. The notes in the lessons will help you to choose which is right for your child, although you can move backwards and forwards between them if needed. Once we've done the consonant, vowel, consonant words, we move on to adding in a consonant blend. This is 2 consonant letters put together like sw or pl. Then we can make words like swim or help. This is what I call my foundational level, as it underpins the whole of the rest of the program. A child must, and I stress must, be able to do these things before reading can really take off and we move on to the next level. It is often when these skills have not been taught thoroughly enough or at all that problems occur later on and a child fails to make sufficient progress, be that in reading or spelling. So if your child is having difficulties, then come back here and look for problems. Look for gaps in their learning and put them right before you attempt to move on. If we see learning to read as likened to building a house, we have the foundational layer, learning the initial sounds, learning to put together sounds to make words or to pull the words apart to be able to spell them. And then once we can do that and the child is secure with these skills, we can start to build the house up above ground level. Level 1 comes next and should be taught to all children for both reading and spelling. As you might have already gathered, I'm in great favour of both reading and spelling being taught together, as they both help to strengthen each other with the writing, providing the multisensory dimension that many children need. However, it can be used as just a spelling program for a child who can already read, as well, if they're writing, then they're using the multisensory dimension anyway. So level 1 introduces sounds that we use in the most common words. We're talking about sounds like sh, oo, ow, ah. The vocabulary used at level 1 is suitable for the average 5 to 6 year old. That doesn't mean that children of a younger age cannot successfully learn to read and write using this level. They have and still do. But it is also vital that older children who are struggling with reading, spelling, or both, fully cover this level before moving on. At level 1, we have what we call the red list of words. These are the words that everybody must cover for level 1. But once a child has mastered level 1, red box, then readers are encouraged to use their knowledge of each new sound to read a wider range of words than those in the red box and these are supplied in the green box for each lesson. Now, not all children will be ready to cope with the green words, and this is where the programme is totally flexible, and it doesn't matter if they can't. If they study just the red words for reading and spelling, they will make amazing progress. And they can always come back and catch up with the green words by studying them in level 2. These are the different pathways and the different ways that you can take your child through. And so, again, we see how the programme can be made to fit your child rather than your child to fit my programme. Level 2 is a strengthening level. It revises the same sounds taught in level 1, but spreading a next layer onto it using vocabulary of the average 6-7-year-old. So the words in level 2 are basically used to extend the learning for reading in level 1. So if a child has learned to read the words in the green box in level 1 as well as the words in the red box, then it is not necessary for those children to do level 2 for reading, only for spelling. It is advised that most children do level 2 for spelling, whatever they do in their reading, but there again, there may be some who took off in spelling in level 1 and can go straight to level 3 for reading and spelling. I advise that you give your child a test dictation from the end of level 2 to check whether this is the right option for your child. If they make more than 2 mistakes, then work quickly back through level 2 to find the weak areas and strengthen them before moving on to level 3. You wouldn't need to do the whole thing again, unless there were obviously a lot of errors and you felt that was necessary. There are some children, however, who will also benefit from doing level 2 for reading, and so this option is there for those if it's needed. The child won't obviously go on to learn more sounds, but don't fear, it will not delay a child's reading progress, as the child will take off when she or he is ready to do so, and their reading will still be progressing. Reading and spelling will be being strengthened the whole time. Level 3 is the next level for reading for the average child after level 1. It completes the sounds needed to enable independent reading, with an average vocabulary of around ages 7 to 9, but that doesn't exclude children aged 6 to 7 and even younger who generally cope with it. Do be prepared to discuss any new words with your child, think about the meaning of them, put them in context so that the child understands. It's great vocabulary enrichment. Of course, it's also the next stage after level 2 for spelling, or in cases where the child has done level 2 for reading. If completed just for reading, you can work through the words on each sound list until your child can read them easily and then move on. You don't need to spend a week on each sound if just for reading. If you do the spelling too, then yes, you spend a week. And if you're doing it just for reading, of course you won't need to do the dictations. If your child needs longer on each sound, take what's needed, but keep moving, keep the pace going, because we don't want to make them feel like they're standing still. Final sounds for spelling. It uses the vocabulary of a child aged on average between 10 and 12. You may want to leave a year or two after completing level 3 for spelling before tackling this level, but it is as good if your child can complete it as soon as is possible. I'm thinking here of children who may be 7 still when they finish level 3, and that's quite a big gap in the vocabulary jump there, for them. So be sensitive to your child. Don't think, oh, this is really great, we'll push them through. You're talking some quite big words here, secondary level words. But when you do it, it will ready the child for the rigours of education beyond Key Stage 2 into the years of secondary education. We have a progression chart which can help you to find the right way through the programme for your child, but plan as you go and your child may surprise you. That's the end of this short introduction to the way the levels are planned. You will find all the information that you need on the website. Do browse through it. there's a lot there, and a lot of it is seemingly hidden because I would confuse you if you could see it all. But the main things that you need are on the How to Use Reading Made Simple page. So if you need help and you get stuck, then go back to that page. It's your main tool.